So we are doing 7.2, still part A, but this time we're doing a second example using a what? Your disk is laying down flat like a horizontal disk. So your graph looks like this. Your disk, horizontal disk. So you have what? Width is dy. Whenever you have a horizontal disk, your width is what? Dy. So right, and evaluate the definite integral that represents the volume of the solid form by revolving the region about y-axis. Given function y of x equal to square root of 49 minus y squared. All right, is everybody with me? So now analytical solution. Find the volume analytically by taking antiderivative. So sorry about that, guys. So now look at this. So we're doing exactly the same thing, but we're gonna do what? Horizontal disk. Yesterday with the vertical disk, today we're gonna do horizontal disk. All right. So we're gonna go to the same step again. Can you see okay, guys? So we're on the same step again. First one is what? Analytical solution. So we're gonna find the solution analytically. So what's the step that I asked you to follow? I want you to do this until you get very comfortable. Then you don't have to go step by step. Make sure that you know your steps so you can just do it. But until then, do by step, okay? So first step, what do you need to do? Find the radius, of course. So what's my radius? So what's your right? And this would be what? Left. What's my right function? This is your function, right? Right, so y of x is equal to square root of 49 minus x squared. All right, that is a correct, but I want everything to be in terms of what? Why? Because remember we said we want our disk is flat now. So think about this is your what? Width. What is your width? dy. So everything needs to be in terms of what? Y. Okay, is everybody with me? So right function, we know this. That's my right function. My left, of course, what? Left function is just a 0. Okay? Anthony, are you following me? So whenever your disk or rectangle is a flat like this, it's from what? Right minus what? Left. If it's a vertical, what is it? Top minus what? Bottom. Is everybody with me? Okay. All right, so now what I do? So what is the width of this? We got the dy. So the radius will be what? Y of x is equal to 49 square root of 49 minus x squared. So we got so far so good, but we will change the variable respect to what? Y in a minute, okay? So what is it looking at? Right, exactly. There's only one radius, right? Because it's not a shell yet. You have not learned washer or shell. So right now it's just a disk. Okay, disk. Right, this is still disk method. All right, so how do you find the volume of a single disk? What is it? Area of disk times what? The width of disk, right? Right, so area of a circle, if you want to think of a circle is fine. So area of disk, area of a circle times what? Disk, the width of disk. The width. Yeah, what is the width? Okay, that's dy. Right. Okay. So I made a mistake here, didn't I? This should be what? dy. Okay, so I will upload this one to you guys, so you have the updated one. All right, so now what do you do? All right, so far so good. I'm gonna just replace whatever that is, okay? So I'm gonna do 49, where is it? Right here, dy. So what do? Replacing r as what? Square root of 49 minus x squared. All right, and then you, guess what? So that will give you what? Then the square root, this one is like this. The some reason, LaTeX does not write it down right. This is what we have. Are you with me, class? This one right here is equivalent to this. Are you with me? Then you can do what? Cancel out square root and then what? Square. And then you only have what? 49 minus x squared. Okay. You have this note in your Julia folder. Okay. So listen carefully and follow me. Okay, follow me. So you got that. So far, so good. Does anybody have any questions so far? Is everybody good? All right. Now, what's my next step? Okay, rewrite the equation. Y is equal to square root of 49 minus x squared. Why? Okay, so this is another problem we have here. Okay, in terms of what? Y. Right, in terms of y. The reason is what? All the variable needs to be what? Y, because your width is what? dy. So rewrite it then. Y equal to square root of 49 minus x squared. And then you're gonna do, what do you have to do? You wanna get rid of this what? Square root. That's right. I wanna get rid of the square root. So what do? You square both sides. Right? So that's why you have this. Then you get a what? Next thing is what? Y squared is equal to 49 minus x squared. Now what do? You solve for x, right? So what do you do now? You move this to other side. So you have this. After that, what do? You want x to be what? Positive numbers. So you multiply every by -1, then you have this. Now what can you do? Take a square root of that. So you have this. So now you have it, x is equal to square root of 49 minus y squared. So now you have a function respect to y. Are you with me? All right, I didn't skip any step when I did this problem, so you should know what to do. You can follow through. So now what do? Take the antiderivative of given boundaries, use what? X is equal to square root of 49 minus y squared, or the radius is that, right? So now we just plug into your regular function. What is your function? 49 square root of 49 minus y squared. The equation is this: r times what? Pi times r squared times what? dy. So I'm replacing r with what? Square root of 49 minus y squared, and then you got the square because you had the square there. Now what do? You simplify that. You simplify that, then what do you have? Okay, now you simplify, then what do you have? You simply have this, right? Now take entire derivative of that. So 49 become a 49y. Y squared become a what? Right? Y to the third divided by what? 3. So I can rewrite this problem like this: what? Pi 49y minus y to the third divided by what? 3. That's what you have. Right? One more power, and then that power is what? You divide it into put it into denominator. Now what do? I'm doing it from 7 to 0. Your upper limit is 7 and your limit is 0. Now how did you find that? Let's go back to problem. Look at your problem. It actually gave you a picture. So you look at it. Your y starts at 0. Where does it end? 7. That's why your limit is what? Lower limit is 0. Upper limit is what? 7. Are you with me, class? Okay. Now then, we just plug it in. First one, I'm replacing all the y with the what? 7. What's the next one? You're replacing everything with the what? 0. So you simplify that, then that's what you have. That's something you can just put in your Julia to do it, okay? Or you can use a calculator to do whichever. And then when you simplify that, you end 686 pi divided by 3. All right, now let's do numerically so you can see why that's true. So I'm going to say volume is equal to that function right here, this function. 49C minus 1/3C to the third. So this is like your what? Verifying your answer. So volume 7 minus volume 0 give you what? 718.3777, which is same as what? Your analytical solution. I just plug in calculator to see whether that's the correct answer. So now let's look at the numerically. If you want to do numerically, what do? You define your radius. What's your radius? Square root of what? 49 minus y squared. Okay, and then k what? K0 is just a 0, that's a 0. And here's a 0. You're looking at y between 0 to what? 7. And you're gonna use Poly JS. Let me just run it. So maybe very slow because I'm using a hotspot instead of UAPB Wi-Fi. So this is a part does all this calculation. This will find what? Each individual disk. So I'm gonna choose my width to be this, 0.001. Then y is between 0 to what? 7. What's your radius? Right minus what? Left, right? Right is h, function h. Your left is what? 0. And then when you run it, you get 7,000 disks. You found the 7,000 disks. Everybody with me? So we're tapping into very, 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 very tiny of them. So in that region between 0 to no matter what, 7,000 disks. So when you run this, what can you say? You get the total volume is 718.45, which is about the same as what? Numerical solution. What's the difference? The difference is actually 0.07. It's pretty big. It's more than 5%. So we can make our width to be what? Even smaller. So I don't like this error because error is more than 5%. Usually, remember when you do statistics, they tolerate 5%. But they don't want to tolerate more than 5%. So in my case, how can I make it better? By making my width to be what? Even smaller. Right now, my width is what that I use? 0.01. But I want to get a better one, then I can use what then? 0.0001. How about that? So I may have then what? 70,000 disks instead of 7,000 disks. Is everybody with me? So I did this one with I did it. So to your notebook, I'm going to upload this updated notebook to you guys. So you will see the mistake that I made will be fixed.